This is Myriacast episode 28. We are going to be talking about a couple different topics with game news and some new stuff that actually came up within the last hour, actually. And then near the end of the episode, we'll be focused on kind of deep diving into the game that we're going to be playing in 2 weeks called Genshin Impact. We'll talk a bit about what that game is. We'll do a quick overview. We've talked about it before. And we will also detail not just our thoughts on the game, but how the reception has been so far with it, and additionally how the game mechanics work. So, with that being said, I'm Otto. That over there is Spoon. Spoon, say hello.
Hey everybody.
And we're gonna hope that Spectrum is generous today. We're gonna hope that Spectrum has been really, bullying Spoon of late, and it's a little bit
It's
too bad.
been it hasn't been bad. I've had no issues today so far. So, knock on wood and yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Well, hopefully we're best. Sorry, I'm getting all the notifications for Twitter and stuff. So everybody, I saw some people come in already. Blue and Raffle, how you doing? And let's do the intro for this. So above me, you will see this overlay, which might be difficult to see unless you full screen your video player. But what this is up here is for the next 2.5 weeks, or 2 weeks and change, we are still supporting the Charity for Water September campaign. This donation thing is actually incorrect because I added my own personal campaign to it, so it's not actually $30. It's more like 40. But Tiltify isn't going to update more than likely, and for the people that have supported the campaign already, or just supported the Charity Water campaign in general, maybe not ours necessarily. Thank you. Obviously, we appreciate that, but this campaign is giving money to support bringing clean water to people in Mali, and the way that they're doing it is really creative, using green energy. They're going to be building solar panels, utilizing the harsh climate there. Excuse me, not climate, climate there to get the water from the ground and give that clean water to people there. It's a really great cause, and the way that they're doing it is, it's not just creative, but it's one of the better solutions to this problem. That if you can't support it with your money, that's perfectly fine. Just consider supporting us. I've got a Twitter that tweets all the Myriacast stuff. Please consider following, liking tweets, and retweeting for me. I don't even need to explain how the Twitter and like YouTube algorithms work at this point, but you should know that the more action that happens on those tweets and on those videos, the more awareness that we can get. So that's a great way for you guys to support us and what we're doing. And lastly, I want to segue into that Twitter and YouTube. Um, Please consider supporting those socials. They really do benefit building awareness, not just to the podcast, but to the Myriathon in general, and also to the campaigns that we support. So consider liking and retweeting all the stuff that I personally put out. If you don't know my Twitter, it's at automaton89. Please consider doing the same for Spoon stuff. Spoon typically likes and retweets all of my Twitter content. And for YouTube, please consider going to that YouTube. If you're not subscribed, please do so. We'd really appreciate it. And please consider liking those videos at the very least. We don't expect you to hit that little like bell icon thing to get notifications. You wouldn't get that many, to be honest, though. We really only put out like 2 videos a week. And please, if you want, you can comment, but that's never a requirement, obviously. I think just if you like the stuff that we do here, you don't have to watch the full YouTube video. Just like the video. That helps support us. If you miss a podcast, feel free to just check out the video as well. Watching those videos actually does help as well. So that'll be
Yeah,
the. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Spoon. Go ahead.
if you're interested in learning more about the September campaign, check out the first 30 minutes or so of last week's episode where we had Anthony, who is a representative of Charity Water. He works with them for them. He's like a I know he gave us his exact job, but he's like a
Actually have it
coordinator.
right
He
here.
coordinates with the Twitch community and content creators to help them expand their outreach. And
Yep.
he gave a good overview of that stuff on last week's episode. Yep. And if you are able and want to donate, and you're watching today live, you can type !donate in the chat, as I just did a few minutes ago, and that'll give you the link to the Tiltify page where you can donate to our campaign supporting Charity Water.
Yep.
So yeah.
Thank you, Spoon. Thank you. So, yeah, that's pretty much the intro. Obviously we appreciate it. You know, we appreciate all the support. We like doing this just anyway, but that stuff really goes a long way to helping these campaigns that we like to support. So we'll be doing it for again another 2.5 weeks. So, just spread the word. Tell a friend. Tell a family member. They don't have. Nobody has to. Nobody's like required to donate, but always appreciated, as you probably know. Okay, we're gonna jump into some news. The first thing actually we're gonna jump into is news that happened quite literally an hour ago. As of this moment, actually. So I'm gonna jump into our different view. Nope, that wasn't it.
It's not it at all.
That wasn't it at all.
Not even close.
I tried. Okay, I'm trying. So I'm gonna zoom in here. So basically, we just got this thing from Twitch today. I'll just read the whole thing before comment. Starting today with a magnifying glass. By the way, can I just make a side comment? Social media people or stuff. What is this? What does this mean?
Actually, Otto, that's a microscope, not a magnifying glass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Microscope. Yeah, I thought it's a microscope, but I guess it's under. But still, like, even if it was a magnifying glass, what does this mean? I don't get this. Can you explain this to me? Why this is here? What does this mean in the scope of this?
Is it like pay attention? This is important. I don't know. That's that's a flat out guess. I'm so confused. No clue.
This is the most confusing thing I've seen in a while. Like, I get maybe like an air horn. It's like, hey, look, hear me. I don't get this. I also don't get the books. I don't get the books. What's the books mean? This is what bothers me, by the way. These are the things that bother me. This is what keeps me awake at night. Starting today, we'll be testing automated mid-roll ads for some viewers. Okay, some viewers. These ads will directly support the creator and won't run if the viewer has had an ad break in that channel recently. Your feedback is welcomed to help shape this feature. With the stupid books thing, I still don't get this books thing. And then there's the, I suppose, like read more, I think is the idea. This one kind of makes sense if you look at it that way. I don't get the microscope thing. Obviously the comments are just that, isn't this kind of like a bad thing when something could happen in the middle and they just get smacked with an ad. I think people are like, okay, if you tested this, you had kind of a weird audience for it because people aren't gonna want this. Obviously, if you, I didn't update the stream title. I'm so bad at this today. Today's a bad day.
I can probably do that.
Okay, just put yeah, just do episode like 28 and some other stuff. The other thing that I just wanted, like, looking through some of the comments, I'm not surprised. It doesn't affect any subscriptions, so if you subscribe, you're not going to get those mid rolls. But I just, like, I don't want to say I don't get something like this, but I don't like get what the feedback is. You of course know what the feedback is going to be. People don't want this. I don't know of many people that are going to be like, yes, please give me more ads in the middle of my stream. So I understand why they're doing stuff like this, because they want their advertisers to feel like they're getting more bang for their buck. But yeah. By the way, with the stream title, just give it some time. He's got to go into like the dashboard and then edit the title. So it's,
yeah, I don't actually know how to
I'll do it.
Get there at this point.
No worries.
I don't know. I tried my normal way and it said I couldn't get there. So
I'll do this. Game news and Genshin Impact. This is, by the way, why you make sure that you double check everything. uh, and and you're like, okay, is the stream title good? Is this good? So, but yeah, Spoon, thoughts on mid-roll ads?
I mean, this is hot trash. Like that, I have nothing else to say. This is
Okay,
a terrible
hot trash,
idea.
hot trash. Yep.
Nobody. I I don't know if they were testing it at this point, but there's a channel that I um sometimes watch. I mean, part of the ideas that I get for the podcast came from them, but like JP, he does drop frames and
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of a variety. He's a variety streamer. But I
Sure.
was watching him play P5R for a while, and at one point there was just mid-roll ads, and it was happening like every 5 minutes. It was so bad,
Yeah.
and it was so annoying. He was doing a boss fight and something important was happening.
Yep.
It was like, oh, have a 30-second ad.
Yep.
Awful, terrible. Please let us opt out of this. Maybe some content creators won't care, but for the most part, yeah, why?
I don't get.
I know Twitch wants more ad money. I get it, but literally nobody, as far as viewers or content creators, or very few, would actually want this. Nobody wants more ads.
Right.
This is just terrible. If you want to front load more ads because you need more ads, fine. But mid-roll ads for when the content creator doesn't
Actually
want it,
click, yeah, doesn't actually click
yeah,
the ad. Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah. So, just to be clear, by the way, so let me explain a bit the mid-roll ads, like, what those are and like what it means. So, currently, right now, if you are an affiliated streamer or a partnered streamer, you can activate an ad in your stream at any point in time. If you go to the dashboard, for those of you that are in that bucket, you'll see that on the quick actions, there's actually like run 30-second, 60-second, like 90-second ads. And I know some streams, there's like one or two streams I know of that will actually do that pretty consistently. Uh, I think when they say mid-roll ads, generally when you pop into a stream, you get an entrance ad. I'll say you get an ad at the very beginning because you popped into the stream, and you probably hadn't gotten an ad in a while. Mid-roll ads is going to be, okay, you popped into the stream, you got your ad. It's been 30 minutes to an hour. We don't know what that number is, by the way. You're going to get another ad. I'm concerned at what recently means, by the way. Recently can mean 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. That is disconcerting to read.
Yeah.
It's very poor wording because it's not giving a good representation of what that number will be, because that's up to interpretation. It's ridiculous.
As I said, when I saw something like this happening on JP's channel, it was pretty consistent. It was like every 5 to 10, maybe it was 15 minutes. I wasn't really paying attention, but it was enough that it was really annoying.
Right.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. The other thing I was going to... go ahead. Keep going.
The other thing is, with the content creator themselves, they're not going to know when their viewers are getting ads. And assuming it's a relatively large channel with maybe a few hundred viewers, all of them are joining in at different times. So they're all going to get different ads at different times. So there's like no way to control when people are getting ads and when people. So it's not like everyone is missing stuff at the same time. It's like, oh no, this one guy at this time, and then the next time it's this other person. This is just a terrible decision.
It's very poor. The other thing I will say is, before I sort of like, I'm like looking at the chat trying to follow everything, but the other thing I was going to say is, this is like, to me, what frustrates me about this kind of stuff is it says it's going to support the creator. I'm going to make a quick comment about the creator side. If you're an affiliate that gets maybe, we'll say if you're an affiliate that gets maybe 50 viewers in your stream, think about the mid-roll ads that support you as a content creator. How much money do you think that's going to be? I'm going to make a guess. 50 viewers with a mid-roll ad, it's probably going to be 10 cents. Like something ridiculously, like nobody cares type of deal. Obviously somebody will care if they get 10 cents for an ad, but it's such a trivial amount for the potential user experience hit that could be affected from them. Like, what if you get a new viewer into your channel, they get that entrance ad, which is obviously annoying, and then they just get a mid-roll ad in the middle of that stream. You know, that's going to frustrate them, and they're a new viewer, so they're not going to want to subscribe right away. And subscriptions will remove those ads. You obviously, like, Twitch Prime doesn't remove ads anymore, so your creator that's an affiliate is going to take a bump from the ads, and they're kind of the ones that like desperately need interaction to promote their content. Any a streamer like JP doesn't, honestly, like, hitting a mid-roll ad is big for them too, but you know, they've got other sources of income coming in from the stream itself. When you're like a 10 to 50 person affiliate, your ad revenue is like not a thing at all. Nobody would care. Like, if I had like a 5 to 10 person stream, which would be super normal for me, I could run a minute ad and make 2 cents. I don't want a mid-roll ad to get 2 cents. I want nobody to get ads so that people actually can digest the full breadth of content and then make a decision to, like, either, you know, just keep watching, you know, follow, maybe, you know, if you sub, I don't know why, but you could do it for my stream, and for this stream, you know, you could sub. We don't roll ads during the podcast though, obviously.
Yeah, and
because that would be stupid.
Imagine if we got a mid-roll ad during a podcast while we were discussing something that maybe whoever was watching was interested in learning about. Same thing with, like, you know, let's talk about Dropped Frames, which is a far more popular podcast than ours. They get
Sure.
like 15K viewers a week on that thing. Imagine them having random mid-roll ads that they have no control over.
Mm-hmm.
God.
It's such a bad idea. I don't know if you can turn that, if you could turn that feature off, but like, I understand having a streamer, you activate an ad. Let's say they want to take a break, like a minute break, activate a 30-second ad. As a viewer, I don't care. I'm like, okay, you're already gone anyway. I'm not seeing anything.
It's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna take a break for 30 seconds to a minute and go to the bathroom, or I'm gonna just get up, walk around for a couple of minutes here, have a 2-minute ad break. Fine, you know, the stream's not doing anything.
Right.
I don't care, but
if you're in
mid-roll ads during content, again, I saw on this thread some of the responses from people I know, speedrunners. They're like, no, for speedruns, please no.
Yeah, this is bad for speedruns. Horrible for speedruns.
Because, you know, when they're at a critical moment on a big, you know, split, boss fight, maybe at the very end of the run, you know, they're about to get their PB, bam, ad.
It's such it's a really poor user experience thing that, like, I don't understand why you even open. Like, I know they're doing this, your feedback is welcome. I don't know why. Like, I know that's like they're gonna have to do something like that, but this is just such a bad idea. I mean, like, there's obviously reasons for doing this, but I liked before when the streamer could activate it. I didn't, in most cases, recognize when they activated it as a negative. Like, somebody's going to the bathroom, hit a 30-second ad. Honestly, I really don't care. But if they're in the middle of, like, something big happening and they fire an ad off, yeah, it bothers me. And there are some, yeah, I mean, like, some of them, yeah, some people are doing it for YouTube content. It's a little bit different, but still, like, you have to think of the viewer's experience, and this is like so detrimental to it. So anyway,
yeah, I mean, I don't think they're taking away the ability for streamers to click the ad button.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're taking.
No,
this is
not.
just like, I bet they're just like, yeah, streamers aren't running ads enough, and yeah, I don't know a lot of streamers who run ads regularly,
right,
to be honest.
Very few.
So
very few.
Maybe they're like, yeah, we're not getting enough ads, so we're just gonna throw in some mid-roll ads. Which, again, this is just terrible.
It's just like bad for everybody except for Twitch's.
Oh yeah, this is just this is Bezos. This is Bezos bucks. It's just like Bezos is like, yeah, I need to make more money off Twitch, man. Just roll them ads.
Roll the ads. We need more. So let's segue off of this one, unless you have anything else to mention for this.
Nope. I really hope they spin a 180 on this one, or at least give us a button to turn this off. Because man,
this needs to 180. This needs to go away. they need to do something different here.
Like, what were
It's
they
too sad.
expecting when they released this tweet?
I'm sure they were expecting negativity. I'm sure they had to have been. If you're like any sane person, you would say, yeah, this is going to get a negative response, but we have to figure out like how negative it's going to be. I imagine to to the sort of to like get them to say, okay, maybe this was a bad idea. Um, let's move to Ubisoft Forward, which was last week, and there were several games that were not just announced but shown. So we had a remake for Prince of Persia: Sands of Time that was revealed here, and I'm just gonna hit off all the ones that were revealed and such, and we can talk about them. We can go back to the top and talk about them. There was like there was a complete edition for Scott Pilgrim game that was shown here for 10th anniversary, right? So this game, Immortals: Phoenix Rising, was actually known as Gods and Monsters before, but this got some gameplay that was re-revealed or explained. I guess maybe this like was the first time we've seen gameplay. I actually don't 100% know.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I don't. Yeah, I think this was just like a trailer, like a concept trailer
sure.
before. I don't
Before,
remember it at all, to be
yeah.
honest. But yeah, I would
And,
guess this is the
yep.
first time we saw gameplay.
And then we had a couple more things. We had this Riders Republic, which got a pretty big chunk of time in the Ubisoft Forward stream. Rainbow Six Siege, new character reveal here. There was some stuff that was pre-show that we didn't see. So like, there's some stuff here that I'm showing that's just like all this other stuff here was pre-show. We didn't see that. We saw basically right down to here the Rainbow Six Siege Sam Fisher trailer. So let's sort of go through these with as much detail as we want. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. I actually never played this game, so I don't have really any comment. I will say that the remake graphics were not up to what I would have expected for a game that's. It seems like it's like a complete remake to the point where they've like not necessarily redesigned the story, but I mean like it seems like they've actually rebuilt this game, and I don't
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
not.
too impressed with the graphics of this one.
Yeah, the graphics were. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to do something weird where they're trying to retain a little bit of the original art style, and they're making it look not quite as good. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, the graphics did look a little off, not up to standard
Mm,
for current gen. But otherwise, this game, I did play this game back in the day, and this was a really fun game. I'm not sure if it would hold up today. I haven't played it since it came out, basically. So,
sure.
um, but yeah, this was a fun game. It's got plenty of. I feel like I don't want to say because I said this about Assassin's Creed when we talked about Assassin's Creed, but I feel like this game was one of the earlier games that had the climbing mechanics. It wasn't an
Mm,
open world game; it's more linear. But you know, the Prince there was a lot of climbing puzzles and stuff like that
mm,
in this game. So I think some of the climbing mechanics that we see in Assassin's Creed and other open world type games and games with these climbing mechanics partially came from Sands of Time.
mm.
So yeah, so it's a cool game, and we'll see how the remake turns out. I
Yeah, sure.
think I definitely heard. I think I saw some people being excited about this, and some people being like, "This I don't." They weren't a fan of how it looked.
Yeah,
Basically, they didn't like what they did with it.
right.
So
I think the visuals was kind of the biggest complaint from what I've heard too, which I think it's fair. This is more Prince of Persia stuff. Scott Pilgrim game again. I've never played this, so I don't really have a comment. This is another game I just like haven't played at all. Uh, complete edition for new gen for the the current gen versions. Cool. That's all I have to say. Very cool. I don't have any comment because I never played it. Can't say if it's great or not. But it's
yep,
fine if we get new characters and stuff in this version. Looks like there's some DLC characters for this edition that are getting into it. So very cool.
yep. I mean, yeah, I haven't. I think I played this a touch, but hardly. I'm not a big fan of these side-scrolling beat 'em up games, but
Mm,
yeah, it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up game. I know this one is a bit of a cult classic, and I know people wanted them to remake it and bring it back. So cool to see,
yeah,
but
that's all I have
I
to
don't
say.
have much other comment.
Yeah, beat 'em up games can be really fun. Cool to see. I have a couple comments on this one. This is Immortals Phoenix Rising. I want to actually start with the worst thing about this whole thing because I feel like it's really important and I don't understand why Ubisoft did this. This game has a demo coming out for Stadia exclusively.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
I want to start with this negative because I think everything else about this trailer and game was positive. So I want to start with the negative. I don't know who at Ubisoft took the Google Stadia money to put it exclusively, the demo exclusively onto Stadia, but I really hope that they don't do it again. This is like, it's. I'm just gonna say it. If you're a Stadia fan, okay, Stadia is a joke. It should just, it can exist, but it's just, I don't want games and game demos coming out exclusively for it. It's really, really, really frustrating because it's just not a platform that frankly deserves it. So I don't want to see that. And I don't necessarily even like it when stuff like Marvel's Avengers has like a Spider-Man DLC exclusively to it. I don't necessarily like that stuff either. But Google
Yeah,
Stadia is just like, I don't know what it is, but it just like annoys me that Google Stadia has a exclusive demo to this game. This is like a first impression opportunity, and Google Stadia snatched it from us. Even though this is coming out from all different platforms, it's just like, why?
yeah, Stadia
Why?
Stadia is a dumpster fire. I'm sure there are some people out there like Blue's old roommate that he's telling us about who like Stadia, and they are perfectly allowed to like Stadia and play Stadia if it works for them. But I haven't played it, but from what I've heard, it's not good, and it seems like a complete waste of money because why would I pay for Stadia when I still have to pay for games? It's like it should be net. Yeah, whatever. It should be Netflix, but it's not. You have to pay for games on Stadia anyways. Um, it should be like Game Pass, where you pay for a Stadia subscription and you get access to their games library. But
Right.
instead, it's not that way. But yeah, I think this is a terrible decision by Ubisoft. I'm sure Google paid a pretty penny for this
Oh yeah.
exclusive demo, but they are possibly shooting themselves in the foot with this game, and I hope it does not impact the sales of this game because I think this game looked pretty cool, to be honest. Um,
So just to be clear on like the Stadia thing, so it's not a completely made game console. Yeah, the I think Stadia is recognized as a, you could recognize it as a console. I recognize it more as a platform.
yeah, it's a service.
It's a service.
'Cause
So
it's a cloud thing. It's a cloud
um,
streaming service.
Stadia is free to use at the moment, but you have to purchase the games. And if you do their subscription pass one, you purchase the games with a discount. There are free games that come with a subscription pass one, but ultimately, if this game were to come out on Stadia, you would have to buy it still. It is a very confusing model, and I'm not gonna. We're not gonna. I don't want to dive into it personally, but the fact that this demo, the first opportunity to play this, is only available on Stadia, triggers me beyond belief. It is like, you've got this opportunity to play this game that's, I think looked great. I mean, all the people that said it was like a Breath of the Wild clone, you know what? Fine, go ahead and say it. This looks great. this game looked really fun. I loved the things that they added onto that Breath of the Wild model. The there were a lot of positives here. The map looked great. The I love the art style was great. Obvious for me, obviously. So the Stadia thing like completely killed the hype at the very end when I was like really excited. I just remember sighing because I saw, oh, it's a Stadia exclusive demo. Why? Why'd you have to
I
ruin
mean,
it?
yeah, it just means I won't be playing the demo, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's frustrating because I do want to play a demo for this. I do want to like try it at least for a little just to get my hands on it. But this will release in December regardless, December 3rd. If you can't see, it says at the bottom here, release date set for December 3rd, which is awesome for current gen and new gen consoles, right? I think it's current gen too, or is it just
Yeah,
next gen?
I think it's both. No, it was definitely current
It was
gen
definitely
as
current gen
well.
too. Yeah. So very cool. Like a game that if you do in fact get a next gen console, this is a game that you can play on it. I think that's very cool. So, Spoon, just positives on this game that you saw, negatives besides the Stadia thing we just talked about?
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with this game when I saw it. I wasn't really expecting anything about out of this Ubisoft Forward. I figured we'd see some more Assassin's Creed, some more
Mm-hmm.
Watch Dogs, stuff like that, stuff we've already seen. And this was a cool surprise. And yeah, I agree. I think this game looked really cool. And yes, it took a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild. I'm not gonna say it didn't. It has a bunch of mechanics that seem quite similar or almost just deadlifted out of Breath of the Wild. But
Sure.
you can't copyright game mechanics, so let's not even go there.
Exactly.
Um, and it looks like they've improved on some things that I didn't like very much about Breath of the Wild, like the weapon durability system that I just thought was awful. So, and the combat in this game actually looked pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
You have some abilities which apparently don't you don't get too many new abilities as the game goes on, but you can upgrade your abilities. Your abilities cost stamina to use, and you can regain your stamina in combat by connecting with normal attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So you are kind of incentivized to be aggressive. Camping doesn't really get you anywhere. Um, and yeah, I mean the exploration looks cool. The combat looks fun. It looked like there was some puzzles, though most of the ones they showed were pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean I'm actually really looking forward to this game. I will, unless it comes out and just gets dumpstered in reviews, or it comes out and people say it's bad,
Mm-hmm.
I will be looking to get this when it comes out because it actually looks quite fun. And there were some YouTube content creators, I guess, who got a chance to go hands on with this game for a couple of hours, and from at least the one I watched, who Young Yeah, who we talk about quite a bit on
Mm-hmm.
this, he had very positive impressions on this game. He said he really liked it. Whereas with like Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, he was kind of mixed, to be
Yeah.
honest. And this one, he was impressed. So, um, yeah, this game looks cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I love the combat additions. I think again, if we're gonna say it's a Breath of the Wild clone, I don't think that's appropriate. I think it's got tons of inspiration, but there are lots of games that do that. And when games do that, they're fine. You just put a new skin, maybe it's a new skin or a slightly different one in this case. The art style is very similar in some ways, but I think there are some unique qualities to it that I really was impressed with, and it seems like a fun game. So I want to play this. This seems super fun, and there was a Ubisoft. There was actually not a Ubisoft. A Watch Dogs. It was like a character trailer again. It wasn't. It's not in here actually. I don't know why it's not in this article. But there was a Watch Dogs thing in the Ubisoft Forward. It was just another trailer showing different characters that you can use. Um, I said it during the thing, and I do understand that that's the identity of that game, but I'm kind of tired of seeing those trailers now. I'm like, okay, I
Yeah,
get it. We can use these characters as our own. I get it. You recruit them. That is the a main mechanic of the game. I understand, But it's like, can I see something maybe a little bit different
Yeah.
involving that? I just want to see something a little bit different than the same trailer 3 times. It feels like I've seen the same trailer for that game 3 times, and it shouldn't be. I should see something slightly different or something additional. I just haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
I
I don't know
agree.
what it is.
They're not doing themselves any favors with the further Watch Dogs trailers. They keep kind of showing the same stuff over
Yeah,
and over again. But it's like, okay, is there anything more to this game than that, or is that just it?
right. And
Because
it is the main mechanic, so you can't. I know you want to showcase the main mechanic, but can I see something different? Um, is kind of what I was looking for. So
and then we got the Aiden Pierce, who is the protagonist of the first Watch Dogs games for the
right,
people who are fans of this game as a season pass exclusive DLC.
which is just
So
like okay.
if you want Aiden Pierce, pay us another
I,
$30 and get the season pass or whatever it is.
I
So
just yeah, I feel like they should have just dropped it as I don't want to say necessarily like completely free, but I don't know. There's probably a different way to do it that would have been better. But okay, if you get the season pass, you get Aiden Pierce. Sounds good. Um, there was this game, Riders Republic. I have literally no comment on it because I was just like the only thing I could think of was like okay, it's like extreme sports in a game.
yeah, it's like weird hipster extreme sports
Yeah.
games, and I just have no interest in this whatsoever. It was kind of a weird, goofy trailer, and for people who are into this kind of thing, this probably looks cool.
Mm,
I know Ubisoft has done a bunch of these extreme sports type games in the past, and sure, I mean,
sure, it
yeah,
exists.
this is not on my radar as far as interest.
Not at
So,
all. Um, I don't know if I have much to say about the Rainbow Six Siege stuff, but just new character, bringing in Sam Fisher from the Tom Clancy, uh, from Splinter Cell. So cool. Again, just
and the
like cool.
world, they announced the Rainbow Six World Cup
And the World Cup.
thing
That's
as
right.
well.
I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that. Yeah, they announced a World Cup, which again, cool. I mean, if there's enough participation for it, which I can almost guarantee there will be for that game, very cool. Just that's all I can say. It's just like very cool to have more events in that game. This game is really popular for those of you that don't follow it. This is actually a very popular series. This game in particular is very popular. So seeing a World Cup for it is cool. More events is good for that community. So, any other thoughts on this? Did I miss anything? There was like some other stuff in the pre-event. I'm just ignoring it for now.
No, I think we covered. I mean, they talked about Hyperscape again at one point, but again, we don't
I
care.
have
I don't
literally
care
no
about
interest in
that.
Hyperscape.
Yeah,
No
same.
interest.
So,
This is just makes me go to sleep. And okay then, I'm gonna move on to the Sony announced a PS5 event for this Wednesday. They did this a couple days ago, so I guess Friday or Saturday they probably dropped this information. I don't actually know exactly when. It looks like it says September 12th, so that was Saturday. So they dropped this on a Saturday early morning that they're going to do a PlayStation 5 showcase, which we can almost guarantee is a price drop and a release date for this, as well as it appears some first party updates from first party studios and third party partners. So this is 100% going to be like this is obviously a highly anticipated event. So I can't imagine they don't drop a price, they don't drop a release date, and they don't drop like some big titles coming out for the PS5 just like dropping immediately.
I mean, if they don't drop the price and the release date, they're running it down, in my
Oh,
opinion. They
absolutely.
just after Microsoft did theirs last week with the S and the X. Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of wondering if they were always planning for this event on Wednesday, or at least targeting around this time,
Mm-hmm.
or this is a they're like, oh, Microsoft did it, all right, we got to do ours now too. I wonder if it's a response or if they already had it planned.
I think it's maybe a mixture. I think they had something planned, and it was probably these like updates from studios and third party partners. And when Microsoft dropped the price for the Series S and X, they said, okay, we're gonna tack this on. This has to be here. So maybe it's a mixture of both. I'd like to think that they actually had this planned already, because it's just like, I think it's ridiculous that we've had to wait this long to see prices for something that's coming out in 2 months.
Yeah, these things are coming out in two months, like presumably. I'm gonna assume the PS5 is gonna come out somewhere in November as well, or
Uh-huh.
right around the Xbox, maybe a week or two apart. But I'm thinking it's gonna be somewhat similar in terms
Right.
of the release window. Um,
Absolutely.
so yeah, we're talking about 2 months, 2 months give or take a couple of weeks, and yeah, I agree with Abandon. I don't like how are we expecting people to have money saved up with the way things are right now to buy these on such short notice? You know,
It could,
I don't think it'll bomb. I think there's plenty of gamers who have plenty of money that will just,
or they have enough money to drop on this. But yeah,
yeah,
like right now, I can't imagine this is going to be. I know this is going to sell well, and I know the Series S and X will sell well. I know they'll sell well enough where they'll be like, they'll still be, big releases. But for me in particular, it's just like right now we're in a really shaky economy. We're in a situation where I don't even know what exclusives are coming out for PS5 right away.
Godfall is
Godfall,
the only one that I know for sure.
and it's
I
just
think is a
like,
launch title.
and I'm just annoyed with Godfall at this point. They just have like the weirdest trailers now.
I'm sure we'll see more of it at this event on Wednesday.
I hope
So
so. I really do. Because I won't say that Xbox is a bunch of like big exclusives coming out on their system, but again, Game Pass translates over, and so all those games, especially the first party ones, they just hop onto Game Pass. I don't know if like the new gen consoles is big for Microsoft as just hitting more Game Pass subscriptions. So for PlayStation, on the other hand, for Sony, this is a very big deal. I think for Microsoft it's a big deal, but it's just like, okay, but we just want to sell Game Pass. We just want more Game Pass to sell. This for Sony, it feels like for Sony this is a much bigger showcase for them than Microsoft, which frankly like kind of had their stuff leaked and then just like dropped it onto Twitter because it did sort of get leaked.
yeah,
They didn't make as big. We'll say they didn't make as big of a deal of it as Sony is about to. They're
yeah,
just
they
like,
didn't
well,
they didn't do a full event. They just
yeah,
like released a pretty
just
short,
released it.
like 2-minute trailer for
Mm-hmm.
the S, and that was about
And
it.
that was it, because they're like, yeah, we just want to sell Game Pass. So, um, anyway, for Wednesday, it's at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I did mention to Spoon about us watching it. We'll see if we do some kind of like thing for it. I'd be more than happy to, obviously, but
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about it,
no,
but
we haven't.
I should be available at
Well,
that time that day, so we probably will. We'll probably watch it
yeah. So keep an
together.
eye out for the socials on that stuff, and we'll have a little watch party for that.
What do you let's do some quick speculation. What do
Okay.
you think? What do you think the price is going to be for the
Uh,
PS5,
they're gonna
digital and disc?
Sure. Disc is gonna match the Series X. I really hope it does, because if they drop their disc one at about we'll say like $50 to $100 above Microsoft's, it's definitely gonna be odd. This is the digital one is a big deal. I do want to say something about the digital for Microsoft, and I think it matters for the PlayStation one. If the discless PlayStation 5 is not matching the Microsoft Xbox Series S, I think that's a
Yeah, well,
really big deal.
I I will be surprised if it does, because the discless PS5 is literally the exact, as far as I know, is literally the exact same thing as the disc one, except it doesn't have a disc drive.
So it's got the same specs, is
I
the
think it
idea,
has
right?
as far as I know at least, and maybe they will show something that leads us to believe different. But from everything we know right now,
Mm,
the discless PS5 is the exact same thing as the
sure.
disc PS5
Okay.
minus the disc drive.
Okay. So then my prediction for this is, let's just start with the prediction that the disc version is going to be 500. I'm just going to start there. I'm kind of shaky on that number, to be honest, cuz Sony's been known to like jack up some of their consoles.
I,
But
Blue's saying throwback to PS3, so $5.99, $6.99. I think that's an int if they do that.
if they
That's a
do six ninety
terrible.
nine, that's an int. That's running it down.
There's
Um,
absolutely no way people will not pay
that's
that,
that was such like a bad idea at
especially
that
right now.
time, and it's a really bad idea now. But let's just start with 500. I think the disc version will be 500, and I think if they're smart, the discless version will be $100 cheaper, so it'll be about 400. My fear is that it's only going to be like $50 cheaper. So I'm going to go with the disc version is going to be 500, and the discless will be 400, even with the same specs. I think they're going to try. I think they're gonna. I don't know if the disc version is actually worth $100 more,
No,
but
it's not. But they
it's
want
not.
to sell the discless version because
Mm-hmm.
they don't want you to buy physical games. They want you to buy games off of
Mm-hmm.
their Sony store, and if you have the
Sure.
digital version, that's literally your only option.
Correct.
So,
And this is why it matters for me. The Series S I know is not a more powerful system than the Series X. We actually just know that.
it's less powerful.
It's less powerful. We just know that information. It's got less storage space. I imagine it's not going to perform, just generally speaking, up to the way the X will. But $300 is an unbelievably good price tag.
Oh, I think the S will outsell the X. Because of the price tag, I think the S will outsell the X
Okay.
100%. Like,
Is the S supposed to be on par with Xbox One X? I don't
um,
I don't think so. It's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be more powerful, but there are certain
yeah,
things that are definitely
I
like
don't.
I know storage is not.
I know it's like, yeah, the CPU is less powerful. I think the X is like a 12 teraflop, and the S was like a 4 or maybe a 6 teraflop. Again, I don't really know what these terms mean. I'm not a tech junkie. The SSD is 500 gigs on the S as opposed to a terabyte on the X.
Let's see if we can
Um,
see some specs.
I
Like
know
a spec
the
reference.
graphics, the GPU is less powerful on the X or the S as well
Mm-hmm.
compared to the X. Um, yeah, I mean, because yeah, I think for like the more casual crowd, like when you're talking about parents getting kids um, consoles for Christmas and stuff like that, parents are like, oh, like I'm gonna buy the cheap one. I'll just buy the S for $300 as opposed to the X for 500. Um, and yeah, but no, I think I don't. I agree with Blue. I don't think the Xbox will sell exceptionally well. But yeah, they just want Game Pass subscriptions, to be honest. Um,
Okay.
so I agree with Otto. By the way, as far as the price for the PS5 goes, I think it'll either be 500, 400, like Otto said, or maybe it'll be 400, 450, or maybe it'll be
Yep.
450, 500. So, but I think it's going to be in that range with either like $100 difference between the two or maybe a $50 difference between the two. Maybe they'll undercut Microsoft and make the disc version 450 and
Hmm.
then 400 for the discless. Um,
I did just check, by the way, the specs of the Series X and S, and you're pretty much on point with all of it. Um, where yeah, it's going to perform at a
yeah.
um, it's going to perform at a lower quality. But again, it's $300. Like
But
that's
the X, I mean,
unbelievable.
they said okay. So the X is made for 4K gaming. So if you have a
Right. Yeah.
4K TV and you want to game in 4K, you're gonna need the X. I think the S can do it, but it has to like upscale the
It
resolution.
upscales.
So
Yep.
it's not true 4K. But if you have like a 1080p TV, standard, pretty standard HD TV, the S is the way to go. It's too. It's still going to be, maybe it won't be quite as fast as the X, but they're both using like the same model
Mm-hmm.
SSD. I think it's just one is my worry with the S is the 500 gigabyte SSD. That seems
Oh,
that's small for this gen, and I
yeah.
don't even want to think about. You're gonna get like 2 games on that thing. You're gonna be out.
Yeah.
So,
That's going to be rough. That is actually
but
going to be really rough.
I believe I've seen something about there being like a memory card like expansion slot, so you might be able to buy like a memory expansion unit
Right.
um, for that as well. So yeah, I really like the Xbox Series X. I would actually consider, like, I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, I might actually think about buying this. I mean, I agree with Blue. There's no reason to right now. They just don't have any exclusives,
Nope.
so there's really no reason to buy it. But
Right.
I think it's a good deal.
The console sales, I think, are more. Again, the console sales are more important for Sony than they are for Xbox. I know that sounds weird to say, but I know they want. Obviously, they're like, okay, we want to sell Series X and Series S, but the Game Pass is all the like most of their marbles are going into Game Pass.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
the
like what's happening right now. So if
and
it
the
doesn't sell like as good as Sony's, I don't think they care that much. I think it's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, we've
yeah,
got all this other stuff.
Xbox is all in on these like subscription models. They have Game Pass, and they're introducing a subscription model for like the new consoles. They're calling it Xbox All Access. It's
Mm-hmm.
$25 a month for you get the console and you get 2 years of Game Pass. $25 a month for the S, $35 a month for the X.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay off your console, you get 2 years of Game Pass, and it's cheaper than buying those individually.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, Sony's more on the traditional route. They're like, yep, here's our new console. It's got bigger, better games. You got to buy the new console to play the new hotness with our new games
With our
on our
exclusives,
cool new
yeah.
console.
Yeah.
Xbox is like, yeah, we don't care. You can buy a new console if you want, but Game Pass, two
You got
Game
Game Pass.
Passes.
You can play on PC for the games that are available on PC. I don't know if they're all there yet. Some games can't be played on PC.
Yeah,
I think
not
some
everything's
can't.
on
Not
PC.
everything. But they're going to get there eventually. So anyway, Wednesday, PS5. They'll reveal a price. It can't be more expensive than the X. So it literally can't because both the systems perform so close that if they're like $100 more expensive than the Series X, it really will look kind of bad because it's just like, okay, but both these systems are performing pretty closely for actual specs. So there's one other thing that I added onto the news. It came out today, and by the way, the people at Bungie have been kind of I don't want to say kind of they've been putting this rumor down pretty hard, but this came out today that um, reportedly Microsoft is interested or was trying to get Bungie, was trying to buy Bungie and Destiny 2. Honestly, I feel like the people at Bungie are trying to they're putting this rumor down. This all information came from from a podcast. Some of the people there were saying that there were rumors that Microsoft was trying to make a deal to buy Bungie, and I guess it happened multiple times. The Bungie did say that I think the CEO of Bungie actually just went on Twitter and said this is false, but it was kind of an interesting prospect. We talked about in the past. We had mentioned what studios could Microsoft buy to make the brand improved. What exclusives could they get? I would actually be disappointed if they got Destiny 2 because Destiny 2 just like I think is just better when it's on all these different systems and
Yeah.
consoles. But just the idea of like, okay, you want to go after big fish. This is a big fish that definitely if like Microsoft had and somehow got them to do other things besides Destiny 2 would be a big deal. I thought it was an interesting little article I found. Again, the people at Bungie just put this down pretty hard. Multiple employees of Bungie on Twitter just went like, no, this is wrong, false. But
False.
kind of an interesting article, and I thought it was an interesting thing. It was like, oh yeah, I mean, obviously, companies like Sony and Microsoft are looking for more studios to bring into the fold. So this isn't abnormal to say that they would go after a Bungie, and it's just like funny because Bungie made all their Halo games, right? So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
come back, baby, come back, baby, come back.
Yeah.
So that was another thing I thought was funny about it.
I have one more thing to
Mm.
mention, going back to PlayStation
Oh, I'm
real
sorry. Go ahead.
quick on the rumor side of things. I saw this today, and I have no idea if this is true or not, but I saw it on Twitter. But there was a rumor apparently that there was a big surprise announcement of Final Fantasy 16 is going to
Mm.
happen at the PlayStation event on Wednesday. So we'll see if that's true or not. Who knows?
I feel like lately some of these rumors. I don't know what I forgot what the last one we had was, where there was a rumor that something was going to get revealed. The Prince of Persia one, right? You had said there's some rumors that Prince of Persia remake is happening, and then we saw it. There was like one other one that I think got mentioned for something, and we were right about it
Yeah.
getting confirmed. So, um, Final Fantasy. I mean, like, I don't know what 16. I don't know even. I can't even comprehend what that would be. The last one was boy band, right? That was the boy band
Yep.
one, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
15 was boy
yeah.
band.
I such a
Yeah, I don't know. I,
such a
I don't know what
weird
they're
like
I don't
such
know
like a
what
boy band.
they're gonna do it. I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah,
I figured we actually wouldn't see FF16 for a while. That their main Final Fantasy product would just be the 7 remake. You know, that would be their
hmm
main Final Fantasy product, their mainline Final Fantasy product for a while, and we just see, you know, part 2 and then probably part 3
hmm
for 7R. But maybe there's some dual more teams, more
sure.
development going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe they.
Crystal Chronicles. That
I
was a
wouldn't be
remake,
surprised.
but
I wouldn't be surprised if another team was making 16. That's not too surprising. Um,
yeah, I mean they always like 14 has their own team and 14 just does its own thing because it's an MMO
mm,
and they have their team. Um, but yeah, I figured 16 was still ways. I mean, it probably still is a ways off. Maybe they'll just be like, "Hey, this exists. We're
just
making it,"
exists.
and that's it. Like they did with KH3 and 7R originally when they announced. They're like, "Hey, this is a concept. We're making it, but nowhere close."
Yeah, that's like, oh my gosh, I
And I
hate those
really don't
debates too.
like I really don't like when they do that because KH3 was announced at E3 2013 and it didn't come out till 2019.
Oh my god.
Jeebus. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
It was like 5.5 years between announcement and release of that video game.
Wow.
Just don't do this,
That's
please.
rough. That's what's gonna
Give
happen,
us.
by the way, with Elder Scrolls 6. By the way, that got
Oh,
teased 2 years ago.
that might even be worse, to
That's
be
gonna be
honest. Like,
worse.
I feel like they're not even working on that right now. Still, it's still just
It's
concept.
concept art. I bet they're just going through concept art and things like that. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I, but yeah, like stuff like that is just super annoying. It's just like, come on, you're purposely doing this. Like you're being vague about your where you're at in development. Come on. So anyway,
Yeah.
I thought I liked the Destiny. I mean, like obviously I played Destiny 2. I won't say a lot at this point, but I do play it still, and this is definitely just like stuff that I keep on my radar. Um, Also, really tired of rumors being news. Rumors are always going to be news. That's just how it goes. You gotta sift through it and find the stuff that feels like you can get more out of the range of assumption and more into actual truth. Let's. That's all I had, by the way, for news. Was there anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
I think we covered it.
Okay, we're ready then. This was the specs thing. I'm actually going to save that for later. And let me see if I can find a good video to sort of have. Well, this was the gameplay trailer. Let's just play the gameplay trailer with no audio and just sort of talk about this. So, do you want to give like a little like quick info blurb about this game?
Um, sure. So yeah, this is Genshin Impact. It's coming out in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today on September 28th for PC, mobile, and PS4. It is free to play, open world game developed by MiHoYo, who is a Chinese mobile gacha game developer. They made the Honkai Impact series, which is on mobile, and this is their, I guess, first foray into non-mobile titles. I suppose it still is on mobile, but quality-wise, it looks like a non-mobile title.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's free to play and is still, I would still consider it a gotcha game because well, it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the basics, I guess. It takes place on a continent known as Tevat, I believe, and the game is kind of built around, at least combat-wise, these I think it's like 6 or 7 elements. You're seeing a lot of it in the trailer here. You've got wind, fire, water, ice, electricity, earth, and The last one I believe is Nature, which
Mm,
I don't think we've seen a character yet
I don't think we
in the
have.
game who is Nature Element, but we've seen the other six.
Right.
So yeah, that's the basics. It's got an anime art style, open world. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else
Okay.
you want me to say.
Well, I mean, just generally things about the game. So this game is it popped up on our radar from one of the I think it was
The PlayStation event.
the
Yeah,
PlayStation event we watched. It kind of hit my radar at least for sure, but hit both of our radars at that time. I just really liked the art style. It was it was really gorgeous, and this game has been in closed beta already. People have played quite a bit of this game, and people have given impressions on the game. What you're looking at now, by the way, is like very specific characters that are in the game. So there's I'm just gonna say Jean, Amber here. There's like multiple different characters, and each one, as Spoon said, has an element affiliation. So those are obviously going to come into play in combat. I'm 100% certain when I say this that there's going to be some kind of like elemental circle where it's like, okay, this element's good against this element. This element, is is good for this one, or this one is detrimental to use against this one. And yeah, I guess we just talk about Breath of the Wild clones. um, so I wish we were a Breath of the Wild clone. That would be really crazy, actually.
yeah,
So like
we'd be really popular if we
we'd be
were a
super
Breath of the
popular.
Wild
You can.
clone.
So there's all these different characters in this game, and this is, by the way, one region. You're seeing all these characters from one region. Here's another region that once the site loads into it. Otto's Breath is Wild. That's a nice one. I like that. I don't know what's going on with this site, by the way. It's very slow to load. I'm trying to load the next region and the characters, and it's just like this website's having a tough day. Or I don't get to. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. You don't get to see the other characters. Because this website is very slow today. So each specific region, though, does have like a set of characters that you can pull from. Oh, there we go. And they also like have more inspiration. So this one appears to be inspired from like you can see a lot of these names are. I'm just gonna hopefully be correct here and say like Chinese. These are more distinctly
Yeah,
look like Chinese
I,
names.
I don't know much about Chinese, but these look Chinese to me from what I know about Chinese.
Yeah. So here's another like list of characters, and all these characters they can be acquired by you get like wishes. I think is the currency. It's called like a wish, and
It's called a quaint feint. A quaint fate.
oh, I thought I looked at a beta and said there's like their wishes. Maybe they changed the name.
Yeah, they've changed the names of the
Oh, they've changed the
currencies.
name. Okay, so then
Yeah.
I wasn't too off. But point is, you use that currency and you'll you'll do the gotcha stuff with that. So there's like I don't know if they've changed it, but you can do it one at a time, or you can summon 10 at once, and you get characters. You can also get weapons. There's one other thing too, right? You could get one other thing besides a character and a weapon.
Nope.
That was big. Just
Characters
character and weapons.
or characters or weapons is
And
what comes out of the gotcha. At least from what we know from the beta, we don't know
right,
about the full release. Maybe they'll
the
change it, but
the characters have a star rating and the weapons have a star rating from what
yeah,
I've seen.
1 to 5.
1 to 5. So I don't know how I feel about both being necessarily 1 to 5. I mean, I don't think it's that abnormal, but it's just like kind of interesting to be like, okay, you got to pair these weapons with the character and hope that you can get a good solid weapon with a good solid character. I don't know what the difference like in power level is going to be between 4 and 5 star. Just going from gotcha game stuff, sometimes it's enormous, other times it's not as bad. Just re-roll, yeah, I wonder if re-rolling is going to be a big thing in this. I imagine it will be. I just don't know how you would
Um,
do it.
I've heard that it might be a little time consuming to re-roll in this game
Oh,
because you
okay.
have to like get through the tutorial and like some of the early quests. I think you have to get to like, I heard you have to get to like adventure rank 10 before you can pull. So, which
Oh
apparently doesn't take
man.
very long. Like the first bunch of adventure ranks are pretty quick, but
But still, like if you want to
it's
re-roll,
it's not like, hey, log into the game, do all your pulls, and then if you don't get anything good, you just like reset your data and re-roll like you can do
right?
with a lot of mobile games. You're gonna have to do some work to actually re-roll in this
Yeah.
game.
There
I never
goes.
re-roll. I mean, I don't
Yeah, I
play
don't.
gotchas that much, but I just don't re-roll. I
I
just like
don't.
I'll just roll with what I get. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't re-roll either. It is what it is. But yeah, that for Blue, that's like his heart just sunk a little bit. That's a killer. But still, so you get all these characters, and this is I just also feel like this game I didn't have actually like some of the gameplay. I'll have to find that IGN video for the Genshin Impact gameplay. Um, there was an IGN video from a while ago. Here it is. This is from 6 months ago. Actually, no, it's probably definitely more than 6 months. But I'm just putting this back up here. We watched it before, and I'm just gonna let it play a bit. But you'll probably notice some themes going on here, particularly with like getting like foods, getting other items, and you'll probably think immediately, okay, this looks like Breath of the Wild stuff. You can swap between characters. You get like 4 characters in a party. You only use one at a time, but you can swap between them. And one thing I have seen, like, hopefully they made changes from some of their closed betas, but there are some things that are kind of weird about this game. The one thing I noticed was when you open a chest, you actually have to open the chest and then acquire every item that drops out of it. It doesn't just go straight into your inventory or anything. It's definitely something you may have to get used to depending on the games you've played. But
Yeah, I'm
um,
not quite understand that decision because at least from what I mean, maybe there is an inventory limit. It is a gotcha game. Maybe you'll have
right,
to like pay to upgrade your inventory limit or something like that. So maybe you don't want to pick up everything, but at first you're just going to be mashing the pickup button and
right,
picking up everything. So
which is kind of annoying. And then we'll also get to see some combat here. But yeah, you can use like a one specific character, then swap to another, do some of your combos with that character. I don't know if there's like I imagine there's some kind of cooldown that happens. Yep, so it looks like there is like a cooldown for like when you're in the middle of combos or when you do something and then you can't swap to character right away. But yeah, there's like a lot of you can just like roam around this large continent and pick up items, open chests. You'll do some crafting. There's cooking I've seen in the game. The cooking seems to be a bit more straightforward, and it seems pretty easy actually to do it. You just like have to wait for a meter to get to a certain point, and then
yeah,
it seems pretty easy. Also, I think the recipes are you can see what the recipes are, and you can just pick the ones you want, from my understanding. So there's like a lot of stuff here that seems to have been streamlined from what Breath of the Wild was. Breath of the Wild, there's some experimentation that happened with cooking, and in some cases with cooking, you didn't even necessarily know cooking could happen until like maybe it was too late because it was such an important part of the game. I don't know in the grand scheme of things how important cooking is in this game, to be honest, but just like a lot of different
uh,
there's some cool
from
stuff
what I
happening here.
from what I know, food is the only way you can heal your characters unless you have a character who's a healer, and you
I
don't
see.
start with one. So
So that's pretty important then. That's pretty important. So you're definitely gonna want to cook to heal, because you don't regen naturally.
no,
For
you don't.
99 cents, you can cook. Oof, oof. So we fully expect there will be some things. I think I recall hearing that your adventure rank um your adventure rank is definitely going to be more difficult to increase as you get further into it. The
Yeah,
story
I
of the
mean,
game is also tied to your adventure rank, which is I mean I don't know how I feel about that 100% depending on how bad it is, how grindy it can be, but
it depends. I mean,
it just depends. It really
it
depends.
really depends how gated it is behind stuff you have to pay for, or how grindy exactly it is.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, they don't want you to completely bum rush the story, which I don't know. In this game, it doesn't seem you would want to do this. Like the world seems really cool. You seem to get pretty decent rewards for exploring. Apparently, there's a lot of cool like secrets and puzzles and the like that you can add. Dance game. Um, Secrets and puzzles you can solve as you go around the world. Like we kind of saw that in this video. You know, you had the character breaking those 3 rocks, and then those enemies popped out. They killed the enemies, and they got a couple of chests for that. Like,
Yep.
there's a lot of stuff like that. There's some much less obvious puzzles. I know there are like instanced dungeons that you can go into. And yeah, with the adventurer rank, it's like an account your account level in a mobile game. Basically, it just goes up as you do stuff in the game. When you kill enemies, when you pick up chests, when you complete quests, it's just gonna increase. And I know there are also certain points where your adventure rank gets capped, and you have to like do a specific quest to uncap your adventurer rank and continue progressing. It's like a challenge quest that's like, hey, are you ready to move on to the next segment of the game? Because once you complete that quest, which usually involves a dungeon, I believe, your world level is going to upgrade, and then all the enemies and stuff is going to get stronger in the outside world. So yeah, it's a check to be like, hey, is your team strong enough to handle this upgrade to the next world level? So I think the first one of those is at adventure rank 25. At least it was in the beta.
Okay.
And co-op unlocks at 16. Again, this is all from the beta. These could change, but that's what it was in the beta.
Obviously could change, because I thought it was Wish and it's actually different. I mean, things are changing. It just depends on what the scope of the change is. Like, is it just a name, or who knows?
Yeah, I think that's just a name thing. I think it's the same thing. It's just named different.
Right.
And I've heard that you can, at least from what we know from the beta, that doing this game free to play, like you can free to play this game pretty easily, which is probably what I would plan to do. I mean, if I like it enough, maybe I'll just drop some money because I like the game and whatever. But
we don't know until we actually get our hands on it.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know at all.
I'm just gonna pause here. The one other thing that I noticed, this is gonna kind of be a different segue, a little bit of a different thing, but their YouTube channel has been super active in dropping character demos. And there's one thing I noticed about these that I hadn't noticed before. I maybe had heard of it before, but like on the website in particular, when you hear their voices, the voices are in, they're not in English, to my understanding. Like I've tried doing them and they were not in English. These character demos are in English, which is interesting, and I'll actually play them.
Probably because this is the English YouTube. I'm sure they have a Chinese and a Japanese one as well. But
so this is one of them, and so these are actually in English, which I thought was interesting.
I am astrologist Mona Magistus, meaning the great astrologist Mona.
Also, I was surprised.
The repair bill is due, and so is the final payment for that celestial globe I
The voice acting's pretty good.
Astrologers must
it's been decent from what I've heard.
Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them.
So, I'm not going to look at the YouTube comments because I've seen a little bit of them, but yeah. Blue's comment is literally what everybody says about this character.
Fate is upon you.
She,
$500.
Let me scribe. This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
So yeah, they've had several of these demos. That character was obviously not the only one. Recently, they had like a story teaser. I don't know exactly. I watched it briefly, but this was a bit different. It wasn't like a character demo. It was a little bit different. But their YouTube has been really active recently with throwing out some character demos. I've been watching it just because I've been just curious to see them. But yeah, the character demos are just like basically exactly what Blue said. I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, okay. Everybody's like, these character demos are very specific for some of them. Actually, no, I think it was this one. Fan service demos. Which, the 3 that they dropped were definitely, okay, this is supposed to be fan service drop.
I am Kuching, Yuhun of the Liga Chising. Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
Like,
Time is against us.
Like Blue.
We live in an
stuff,
era
just like
of
rolling
change,
for these
as
characters.
the old order that has existed for 1,000 years is about to be rewritten. Join me. Let us bear witness to this historical moment together.
I do want to say that the music has been really good from what I've heard in this game so far. The music has been really good.
Don't blink! Hey! With sword comes shadow.
I only have a budget of 1,300.
When your heart
So I
is set
could
on
have switched to
something,
give me
you get closer to your goal with each passing day.
But the music is good. Like from the stuff that I've seen, the music's really good.
Yeah, I don't know what the drop rates are gonna be like. Yeah, the problem with the gacha system is that, as I say, you can get either weapons or characters, and when you do a 10 pull, you are guaranteed to get at least a 4-star weapon, but you're never guaranteed to get a character.
Oh, I thought...
Except for in specific, there's like, I think there's a beginner pull that they are promoting that is like, it's like 8 of the currency instead of 10, so it's 20% off, and you're guaranteed to get the character associated with that pull, you know, the first time you pull it if you do the 10 pull. So there's going to be certain promotions where maybe you're guaranteed, or I'm sure there'll be, you know, certain banners that promote certain characters, and the drop rates will be slightly higher on those characters. I mean, you are given a party of 4 characters at the start of the game. Yeah. Not at the very start, but shortly into the game.
Do you... I assume you don't get to choose that party.
No, you don't get to choose. You get your main character, who's called the Traveler. You get to pick male or female. You start in the wind region, so you get access to the wind element, but I believe the Traveler can... eventually will have access to all 7 of the elements, and you can swap between them.
Okay.
You get a fire archer named Amber.
Mm-hmm.
You get a electro mage named Lisa, and you get an ice sword guy named, I don't remember his name, but if you go back to like the Mondstadt page, I'm sure I could find the four characters that they give you for free.
Which is the starting area? So there's Amber.
Mondstadt.
Yep, I got it. So there's Amber. Who are the others?
Lisa.
Oh, you get Amber.
Oh yeah, they're the first. They're the first 3, except for Jean.
Except for Jean.
And Kaya or Kaya, something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, these are some of the characters. Oh, we didn't show the main characters. Let me see if I can find the main characters really quickly. They're in here. Male. Oh my God, Blue. This is this. So this was the story teaser. I'm not gonna show the whole video, but this we'll just show the female character here and the male character. There's like a picture, a shot where they're both in it. For all those folks that want to see both the characters. So here's the oh wait, no, we had it. Okay, so there's the female character here. This is the female traveler. And the male one is right here. So this is I wish I could pause at the appropriate moment. Okay, so there's the male travel. I swear I'm terrible at pausing right now. And this is the female main character. So that's the male main character. There's the female one. And I guess the point of the game is you're reuniting. Or something.
Yeah, you get separate, like the start of the game, at least from what we've seen in the beta. Again, maybe it will change. But from what we've seen in the beta, you start the game, and I don't really know what these characters are doing, but they're some weird, like, extra dimensional travelers, and they run into this weird goddess lady, and then they fight her and lose. You pick which one you want, and you get separated from your twin and thrown onto this continent. And your main goal is to search for your twin, at least at the beginning.
Yeah. And so that's the female character there, and the male one is like is right here. Sounds like Destiny 2. It's exactly like Destiny 2. It's literally the same. I actually don't know if it is. I don't know the Destiny lore that well. It was explained to me, and now I don't remember it
Story?
anymore.
What story?
I just don't remember it anymore. Try knows the lore of Destiny 2. Destiny 2 clone. I knew it. This is a Destiny 2 clone. But yeah, I mean this. Oh yeah, the Traveler. That's right, the Traveler. Yeah, because the character is called the Traveler in the Destiny 2 Traveler. Yeah. So this game's like, yeah, I think it's very. I do like the art style of the world. I think it looks really good. The music of this game, by the way, if you go to their YouTube, they've posted a bunch of the music of the game. Oh, it's gorgeous. The ones that I've seen are wonderful, wonderful music. Definitely something that if you're at all interested in hearing more about the game, you should take a look at. They actually they posted. They haven't been posting that many videos actually, if I'm being honest. But more recently, they've been posting a lot of character demo videos, and they posted all the music of the game here. I listened to this one, and I listened to one of the other ones, which is like the opening theme. That was really good. So the music of this game is also very good. So there's a lot of positives in this game. It's got the gacha mechanics, so that's kind of a question mark. But I mean, the combat looks fine. Combat looks fine. You get to swap through the characters. That seems interesting. So
Yeah, I mean, a big part of the combat is gonna be like comboing elements together. Like you get
right.
damage bonuses for comboing certain. Like there's some obvious ones, like if you use water or an enemy standing in water and use electricity on them, okay, you're gonna do it, and that's like an obvious one. Fire melts ice. Water douses fire. Some cool ones with wind and fire. So the Traveler in the wind form, their super is this like wind tornado.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can send out the tornado and then shoot fire into it. But most of the times I see you can you can interact with the environment a lot in this game. So you can in these plains areas that you start in, you can set the grass on fire if you're using a fire character.
Sure.
And then if you shoot your wind tornado where the grass is on fire, the tornado catches fire and it becomes as a fire tornado. So there's some really cool stuff with comboing elements in the combat, and yeah, I think you're gonna want a diverse team of probably 4 different elements when you're building your team. And yeah, every character has some basic attacks. They have a basic ability that is on a cooldown, and then they have a super, which is also on a cooldown, but I think you can only charge it by killing stuff and doing damage, and you collect these energy orbs or whatever that charge up your super.
Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense for that.
Destiny clone.
It's literally the same. Yeah, no, it's exactly the same. This is not a Breath of the Wild clone. This is a Destiny clone. This is an unbelievable, supers and orbs to increase your super level. That's the same. It's the same exact thing. Can't believe it. Can't believe my eyes. But yeah, I mean this game looks super fun. I think with the gacha edition, that might actually be a positive, and that's weird to say because new characters could get added to this game, and
they are going to add new characters.
That could be something that really does make the game replayable. And
I mean, I have a feeling they're at least expecting to support this game for quite a while, because there's only, as far as we know, 2 regions that are released with the beta and that are going to come out with the game. Mondstadt and Liyue. Mondstadt is the wind region. I want to say Liyue is earth, though I'm not 100% sure on that. And there's supposed to be a region for all 7 elements.
Yeah. Well, the main thing, yeah, that's definitely something, by the way, that I would rarely even have thought of before. Is just this is a new arc. I feel like my character has really, my character development has really gone through a crazy arc in this Genshin Impact section.
There's a lot of trash gacha games out there, let's be quite honest, but this game actually, to me, looks good. Obviously, it has gacha mechanics, and I'm never going to be a huge fan of that. But it looks like they put quite a lot of effort into this game. The combat looks fun. The environment looks gorgeous. Apparently, I haven't listened to too much of the music, but you're saying it's pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm. It's good. No, it's really good. I've enjoyed what I've heard.
The character designs are pretty nice. Yeah, I mean the game just looks fun. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. If
let's look at the specs actually at some point. We should
look
at the specs.
We will go into that.
This is something I'm getting it ready, but the specs are important here.
Yeah, so you're not gonna be able to run this thing on a potato.
So here are the
toaster
PC specs. So the recommended configuration for, you got Windows 7, 8, and 10. Processor, Intel Core i7 equivalent or higher. 16 gigabytes RAMs. This is recommended, by the way. This is not minimum. This is recommended. This is not maximum either. 16 gigabyte RAM. NVIDIA GTX 1060. 30 gigabytes of space. So this is going to be a 30 gigabyte game. The minimum even can be pretty tough for people. Same thing here, i5 for the processor, 8 gigabytes RAM for memory, which again, that's really not actually small at all. This is like this game is going to require some decent specs at the very least. You can't have potato, as Spoon said. You really can't. Graphics card 1030 or higher, and then again 30 gigabyte space. So for me, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to run this at a high at the highest configuration.
Yeah, I probably can't. My PC hits most of the recommended, except the i7. I think I have an i5. Actually, I do have a 1060, but I think it's a 3 gigabyte 1060 and not a 6 gigabyte 1060, so I don't really know how that works. But yeah, I'll probably have to play this on like medium to low, to be honest.
No, it's actually pretty intense. This game is gonna need a decent is gonna need at the very least a mediocre computer setup here. You can't have potato. This thing won't. It just feels like it won't run. Which, by the way, this changed. This changed from before.
It was less. It was like a tier down on like everything in the beta. It was a GTX 960. I don't know about the RAM. It was probably 8 though.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I know is the graphics card, but I'm pretty sure pretty much everything was like a tier down on the beta, and it's been bumped up
bumped up, yeah.
So I don't know if they've like increased the graphical fidelity from the beta to now. I doubt it. Like, I don't really understand like why the specs got bumped up so much.
Maybe they got feedback from the closed beta and said, "Hey, my computer, I'm hitting the recommended configuration, and my computer isn't running as well." Maybe they bumped it up because they got feedback.
Oh yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it just ran trash on the minimum or the recommended before, so they just bumped it up.
Try. If you can't afford a good enough computer, you won't be able to spend the money to get characters anyways. The 500 characters.
You can always you can always play it on PS4 if you don't have a good enough computer, and you can cross-play co-op with PC and mobile on PS4. So
there's Android and iOS specs here. I personally, like, I can't run this on my iPhone. For sure, like, just for sure.
No, you need a relatively new device in order to run this on mobile.
iPhone 8 Plus, like, that is relatively new. PlayStation 4, it's going to be 30 gigabyte space, so this can be played on PlayStation if you can't, hit
and
the
it is planned for Switch, but they haven't announced at all when it's going to be out on Switch. But it is planned for Switch at some point.
Switch will be Pog for this game. Switch will be Pog.
Well, except if we're requiring these kind of specs for this game, it's going to be down-resed to crap on Switch.
Yeah.
It's going to look terrible.
That I know. Yeah, that I do know. So yeah, these specs are like they're no. This is no joke. How will this ever run on Switch? That's an awesome question, actually.
Yeah.
It is on a mobile
true.
phone.
It's
like
on mobile.
It's on mobile. So I guess there's a way.
Switch just gets the mobile version, dude.
Switch just gets a mobile version. Oh no. The mobile version, dude. The FPS on the Switch I don't know how it will go, but hopefully it'll be optimized properly. I think even with these specs, hopefully things will go well. I mean, I hope it does, because I'm gonna be trying to stream this game on the channel, so we better cross our fingers and hope that this works out, and this computer that I got doesn't blow up from this game and trying to stream it.
I was thinking about streaming it too, but yeah, I don't think my computer will be able to handle streaming it. I might try it, but it might explode.
This comp will hit somewhere in between this configuration, and that's all I need. I just want to hit in between.
Yeah, same. Yeah, mine runs in between as well.
Yeah. So the stream, we're gonna try it on the 28th. So the plan, unless something changes, pending something happens, is actually to do the Genshin Impact release on stream as opposed to podcast. So
yeah,
that'll be our 30th episode for that, which is actually pretty convenient for that. So in 2 weeks you can preload this game on that Sunday, and then you can just get going right away when it comes out. So this is something you'll definitely see a test stream from me on Monday, probably to my personal channel, before I fire this up onto the Myriathon one, just to make sure I can actually run this thing. But this game looks like I'm super excited for this one. I can't wait. Any other things that you're looking forward to in particular, Spoon, for this game?
Yeah, not really. I'm just with you. I'm looking forward to hopping in. Everything I've seen from this game, as I've said over and over again, the game just looks really fun. The world looks really cool. It looks fun to explore. There's a lot of secrets and things to discover. The combat looks pretty fun. It's a gacha game, so it probably will be a little bit grindy at points, but if the world is interesting and fun to explore, and there's quests to do, and whether they be story quests or maybe there's going to be daily quests and stuff like that. There's going to be plenty of things to do. There's going to be daily quests. There's going to be, I'm sure, plenty of just like meaningless, go kill this, go collect that type quests. There's going to be, I'm sure, plenty of story related quests. And I know they have a sort of like, I don't know what to call it, achievement log, which is just like, I guess it's like a quest log from a gacha game, and there's just some that, will just keep going over time, probably travel this amount of distance, open so many chests, kill so many enemies, upgrade your stamina this many times, and those things you can just keep on doing and doing. I hope at least the game will give you plenty of direction and things to do instead of doing meaningless grinding. I've heard, at least again from the beta, that grinding, as far as just like killing enemies type grinding, is so inefficient it's ridiculous. You get next to no experience for killing enemies. So yeah, you're gonna want to be actually like doing stuff like completing quests, dungeons, opening chests, exploring and doing the secrets. Raffle, I didn't think about that, but that character does look a lot like Saber.
Okay. I'm gonna.
I
actually want to see something. Keep going.
Also, I believe they're doing I guess you'd call it a stress test, quote unquote, but the Chinese version of the game is releasing in China. I believe it was either today or maybe it was like over the weekend. It's soon if it's not out already. So I believe the game is out in China. So we'll see if what do you do? Otto's like editing the text.
I sure am. Oh, look at that. The character. Oh my gosh, look at the character info. Wow. Wow, it's totally different. This is what happens when you know how to completely manipulate this stuff. Oh no, I can't change that. Darn it. This is what happens. I was just noticing that. I was like, I wonder if I could mess with this website and change the name, but this looks like a picture. This stuff feels bad. I'm actually depressed that I can't change this. But the other thing I was going to ask actually is what character what characters did you like the most in here that you looked at and liked the most?
I do like Jean. Jean looks cool. Let's see. I've seen a bit of gameplay from Diluc, and he seems pretty cool as well. Okay. He's a fire greatsword user. So big two-hander, big damage. Who else? I mean, we kind of memed about it during the trailer, but that water mage trailer that you showed earlier, Mona or whatever her name is. Yeah, yes. she's pretty pog. She's pretty pog. I'm gonna be honest.
If you really like, it's actually crazy. So where I got rid of it. Okay, like the comments on this character. As soon as I saw this, I looked at the comments. It's just gosh.
Just the thirst, dude.
Easiest whale of my life. Just yes. Playing her must be very distracting. It's just like I knew it. Just like I knew what all the people's comments were gonna be. I just knew it. Like, oh, those hips. Oh my god. As soon as I saw some of these character videos, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. Yup. Wait, I'm just looking at some of these characters. I'm just like trying to figure out any other characters besides those three. Is there one more? You got to get a fourth character in there. It's the
you're gonna need to scroll through them again. I need to see.
There's the other region too.
Yeah, go to the other region.
Okay, other region. We're going to the other region.
I mean, Lisa's pretty pog too. Let's be honest. But you start with her, so we're not gonna have to pull for her. Amber's also cute. I like Amber.
So we have.
I've seen some of Xiao in the beta. He seems pretty cool, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's alright.
You got to get a fourth character here. I haven't gotten confirmation on the fourth character.
Yeah. I don't know. The Ketching, the one at the end of this one looks cool too.
This one. Here we go. Okay. Got it. Those are the four. Okay, those are the four.
All right, what about you? Now you go. Your turn.
Okay. Definitely Amber here, although the goggles triggered me. I just noticed the goggles, but that triggered me a lot. I think Amber was was an obvious choice for me. And I'm gonna go with I'm gonna not go with Mona here. I'm gonna go against the YouTube comments. Just be like,
come on, Mona's so pog.
I'm gonna go with Noelle here.
So Noelle, at least again, I believe Noelle is the one you get for free, or the first 10 pull, the beginner's 10 pull one.
Oh, that's a pog right there.
So you're gonna get her for free.
That's a pog.
Not
that's
for free,
a pog.
but
so I'll do two more from the other region. Right here, Beidou or Baido. I don't know how to pronounce that specifically, but this one looks pretty pog here. I like this like sword here. This is a nice look here.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the eye patch, but
the eye patch it's a thing. And then you know what?
You probably like Chi-Chi, don't you? You gotta go for the lollies.
Oh my god, stop! No. Stop. Man, Xiao does look cool. I love this I love this. Like, I want to know what's going on here. Is this like, this is a mask, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe Xiao here. I like this mask.
Yeah, Chow, his super is it's a power up super. He like puts on the mask and all his stuff powers up, but it drains his health too while he's in his super. So yeah, he seems pretty cool.
Yeah,
actually.
so that's my party.
Raffle wants to see Sucrose.
Sucrose? Sorry, where was Sucrose?
She's in Mondstadt.
She's in Mondstadt? Okay, where's Sucrose? There's Sucrose. Sucrose. So there's that one. I mean, there's a lot of, like... there's a lot of, I think, characters that look pretty cool. Like, I like this one. Fischl, I guess? Fischl? Yeah. This is a cool character. I mean, like... I'm not a fan of this guy. Again, the goggles is triggering me. I don't know what it is with goggles. This guy, I like this, like, great sword happening down here. This guy even looks okay.
Yeah, no, dude, Bennett, that dude looks like a tool. Bennett's a tool, dude. I don't like
Bennett,
that guy.
Yeah, I'm not like I hate the goggles. Do you not like? Do I like Digimon? The only thing I like about Digimon is that theme song. That's the only thing I like is Digimon Digital Monsters, that theme song. That theme song is Pog. One of these times for the podcast, I'm gonna sneak that in as the opening.
Just gonna sneak
in Digimon Digital Monsters.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be playing this when it comes out. We'll as I said, at least in the beta, you had to be adventure rank 16 before you could play co-op.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be trying to get up to that and play co-op. And those of you who are interested in this game and want to play with us, please let us know, and we'll be happy to play with you. Maybe you want to join us on one of our streams, and we'll do a co-op game.
I feel like this game is going to have like a guild system as well, like mini gacha games do. So if that does occur,
I'd be surprised if it didn't.
Right. So I figure maybe like we'll set one up if
make
possible.
a Myriathon guild.
When I see goggles, I think Digimon protagonist. I don't know what it is, but man, even with Amber's goggles, like I just liked her character. Also, she's an archer, right? I think she's an archer in this game.
She's pyro archer.
I don't know what it is, but fire archer is Pog to me. But these goggles are killing me right now. I wish she didn't have the goggles.
She doesn't have the goggles are. I was gonna say in the picture that's on the bar, she doesn't have the goggles, but they're like around her neck. They're around her neck.
Yeah.
In that picture.
And that's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, I'm interested to see what other regions come in. Like, there's definitely going to be some replayability with this game, with just more characters coming in, and I do want to make one comment though about the quests. It is like I'm happy that there's like daily quests and such, but I'm curious to see how it will work if there's going to be like daily quests, weekly quests. I wonder how many daily quests you get. Do you know how many you get? Is it like only a few, like 3, or is it?
Yeah, like 3 to 5.
Okay,
I mean 3 to 5 maybe. I don't know.
Because like dailies work in those gacha games because the idea is, for the most part, people are playing for like 15 minutes. But in a game like this, I don't know how that'll work.
You also can't auto play this game. You have to play the game when you go play it. You don't just like click your raid and then click the auto button and let the game play for you.
Just
like
click auto play on this thing would just be freaking ridiculous. Just sit back and your character's like roaming the environment. Oh my gosh, that would be really depressing if that was there. But yeah, this game I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. I'm definitely gonna enjoy this game, and I'm curious to see what other character demos we'll see on their thing, their YouTube. But yeah, those character demos are just funny. Just seeing the comments, like even I think it was this character. Oh my gosh, the comments were the same. All the comments, literally the same person at the top of this one too. Just oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
so yeah, there's some things you can do for this game before it comes out if you want to like get going, quote unquote, and get some more rewards. So I don't know if you get any of this stuff on PS4, but PS4 has a $10 like pre-order bundle that you can do where you get a bunch of stuff. So you can do that on PS4. PC doesn't have that. The one you want to do is pre-register, so go ahead and
Yep.
click that.
Sorry.
Go ahead and click that
So
auto.
pre-register, so you can pre-register for this. Well, I did, and I got to click again. There you go. So, we completed the 3 million goal. So, you can pre-order or pre-register here. I don't like how many times it took to actually get here, but you can pre-register your information. So like PC, America, and then you enter some info, which I'm not going to be entering. And then you can pre-register for the game. We already got the rewards for it, so I think that's awesome. There was something else too, by the way, that I noticed. I got like info on it. So there's this like get ready for the road thing. What you do is you basically click on this link and you can like play this. You get multiple tries if you do certain things. I think I've already like done this. You have to like sign in for it, so maybe I'll do it and try it. So give me a second.
You have to sign in for it, and you can do it. You can play this once a day, basically, and you can, based on what you pull, you can carry over some rewards into the main game when it comes out, assuming you get logged into your account and all that nonsense.
Yeah. So this will, there you go. So you'll see some of my email there, but you can like play this and I got no tries left. Well, there you go. You can get more. I ran out of tries. I guess
you can do the task, like if you click the tasks.
Oh yeah, you basically visit their like thing.
Yeah,
so
you don't even have to do anything. You just like click the thing and then you can close the tab and you get the thing. So you don't even have to do anything with it. You just like click YouTube and it'll open a tab and then you just close that.
So you
close that down
and then so basically the idea is like whatever you get 3 in a row of is what you get. So I got this like note thingy. Wanderer's advice, so I'll try again. You'll see I have stuff in my inventory already. What'd I get here? Oh, I got the this like flower thing. And it'll give like prize preview. It'll show.
You can only carry over like a few things to the main game though. There's like a
So that flower's okay. But there's like you really like whatever you carry over, you want to carry over the A and B, obviously.
Yeah, I actually like watched a video on this. Apparently, what you really want are those red flowers in the B category. You're gonna want those two things.
These things,
because those are part of a set that give you like some bonus attack and stuff. Those are artifacts, which are like the armor of the game, and apparently those are what you want to go for.
Yeah. I'll show my inventory though, so like my inventory was I got like the sword and the halberd here that were like 3-star, so this thing looks pretty good. So I got
apparently the 3-star weapons just like aren't worth upgrading, to be honest. That like those are kind of trash, and
so I put those back. This blue feather thing looks pretty good. So
yeah, that might be good.
So like you just like go through this, and I'm not gonna like redeem anything fully yet, but I'm just like messing with the space. But certain things take up more space than others. I think is the idea. Like the higher star stuff is going to take up more space. So you just play that every day.
Yep, they have these few little like things you can do to with the pre-registrations. They don't really need any more of those because we hit the 3 million. So I'm pretty sure every player that logs in within the X amount of time when the game comes out is going to get those rewards on PC. So there's some acquaint fate. There's some food. There's some some other stuff. So yeah, you can do that kind of stuff.
Just gonna go back to the home screen. Just 1 sec.
And yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this. As we've been saying, there's definitely there's a gacha pull mechanic. I know there's a like recharging resource like most gacha games have, but it's not. You don't have to spend it to do most of the basic stuff like quests and opening chests, but I think in order to claim rewards on like the world bosses and the some of the dungeons, I think you have to spend the recharging resource. So yeah, there's that. Again, there's gonna be some things in here that I'm like kind of on because it's a gacha game, but hopefully it won't be too bad or too grindy to play free to play.
Sure.
And hopefully we can all get some characters that we want. And
and have some fun.
Have some fun in
Yeah.
Genshin Impact.
So I'm going to swap us over here to this screen because we are almost done for today. But for everybody interested in the game, feel free to hang out on the 28th for sure, and we'll hopefully be able to stream it. Hopefully, no promises, obviously, but I'm
Do our
hopeful
best.
that the computer can handle it. It'll Genshin impact my wallet. Yeah, I mean, this game is going to this game is definitely going to be something that I'm curious to see how it goes. I really want this game to work out, and I have hope. I hope positive things come from it. But we'll see on the 28th. We'll see. If you're interested, you
Well,
can pre-register like we just showed, and you can do all that
I
stuff. And
what I
we'll have a
don't
good
want to
time.
see is people blowing their life savings on this game, like wailing that hard,
Yeah,
because
I mean, I get it.
it's gonna happen because it's a stupid gotcha game and gotta have them waifus. But
Gotta
you
have
know,
the
right?
Mona character and the the other
Gotta
ones.
catch the waifu.
Oh my goodness. If you don't
Blue
get the oh
blue
my god, Blue.
blue is just gonna pull
He's gonna
incessantly.
go Blue. You gotta
Blue's not
rest.
gonna spend any of his gems until the witch banner comes out, and he's gonna spend all his gems
He's
on the
gonna go
witch banner,
crazy. He's
dude.
gonna go nuts on it. So yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. But yeah, 28th. Hopefully people will hang out and you guys will hang out and play with us. We'll all have a good time. Spoon and I will be on PC. So if anybody else is playing on PC, that's awesome. If
Unless
not,
my
no big
PC
deal.
can't unless my PC can't run it, and then I'll do it on
You'll
PS4.
do it on
So
PS4. Yeah, it'll be unfortunate for crossplay, but um, and but yeah, I mean, we're excited. We can't wait for this one. But that's gonna do it for the podcast today. So I'm gonna do the concluding thoughts here. So again, like I talked about before, right above on the overlay, there is a little ticker here and everything, and this is for the September charity campaign from Charity Water. They are raising money for bringing clean water to people in Mali. The way they're doing it is really creative and awesome. I talked about it before, but just a quick recap: they are using they're going to be using the funds to build solar panels, and they will use the power from the sun and from the climate in Mali to draw the water up from the ground. Before, they'd have to draw it up from just wells, and the water isn't as clean that way. So the implementation that they're looking for to use green energy to do all this and make the and clean the water while it's doing it is really great. Obviously, green energy is good, and also it's bringing clean water to people that really need it. So if you can donate, great. Feel free to support our campaign. That'll be !donate, and the bot will give a link. If you can't, no problem. Just be sure to support our social media. Mine is at Automaton89, and Spoon is at SBT Spoon. The reason why we would love for you to support those is because we want to build awareness for campaigns like this. Not just the podcast, obviously, but we want people to, help contribute to these types of causes that we support. For the YouTube side, please consider going to the YouTube and liking our videos. If you watch them live, you don't have to watch the whole video on YouTube, obviously, but likes and, if you watch the video on YouTube because you missed the live show, throwing some comments saying, yeah, this is a good topic, or hey, can you guys talk about this? That stuff really helps us figure things out for future podcasts, but also helps, get more awareness, like I talked about before. Twitter and YouTube, they have algorithms set up for these things, and the more interactions we get, the better. The last thing I wanted to mention before I sort of let Spoon conclude with any extra thoughts that he had is we're really working hard also with our Discord. So the Myriathon Discord community, you'll be seeing some more interaction there. We'd love for you guys to come in and join some of the conversations that we'll be having. Before, we sort of talked about this as a group. We felt like we wanted to bring more stuff to that server. So all the game news that we'll be talking about on the podcast and such, we're going to be posting in that Discord server, because that will... And if you guys actually have news that you want to share for the podcast, you can also post it in the Myriathon Discord so that I see it and I can talk about it during the podcasts. And we'll also be talking about some other things, like not just recent news, but maybe games we'll be playing as a group. So feel free to drop in the Discord. There's probably a link to the Discord in the channel information blocks below. Otherwise, somebody can grab a link and get you in if you're not.
I'm gonna actually, in discussion in the Myriathon Discord, I'm just gonna add a Genshin Impact text channel here.
Yep.
Because
Awesome.
we're gonna be doing plenty of that. So
and I'll post any new character demos there, so that Blue can see if there's any other polls that he'll be making for his party of waifus. But yeah, Spoon. Any other concluding thoughts?
Not really. Yeah, just I'm happy to see everyone who showed up today. We appreciate it. It was a fun topic, fun episode. I hope you'll all, or those of you who are interested, join us for Genshin Impact when it comes out. And yeah, I may be doing some streams on my own channel when I can. A lot of times I'm just tired at night and don't want to, but I've got a few games that I'm thinking about streaming. I just picked up Crusader Kings 3, which is, it just came out like 2 weeks ago at the beginning of September. It's a Paradox grand strategy game, super complex. I haven't played any of their games before, and I'm kind of daunted by the learning curve, but I'm gonna give it a shot because it looks cool.
Okay.
And the other game that I started last night on my own, but may play a bit on stream, is an indie that was shown in some of the I think it was in the Nintendo Directs, but the indie showcases. But it's called Spiritfarer. It's a cute little indie.
It's Nintendo. It's on the Nintendo shop.
No, it's on everything. It's on,
everything. Okay.
Steam. It's on Game Pass, and that's what I'm playing. I'm playing it on Game Pass.
There you go, Pog.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm playing it on Xbox, which is like the first thing I played on my Xbox in years, to be honest.
But hey, man.
So yeah, I may be streaming. Maybe tonight if I feel up to it after dinner. We'll see.
Sure. Cool, man.
So yeah, I'll be supporting the charity water stuff on my channel, which is linked to the Myriathon one. So
yep, anything that goes there comes here up here.
Yeah, it goes in here. So
same thing. But yeah, okay, cool, man. Thanks, Spoon. I got school during evenings now, so I've got very little time. And I do not play Skyrim past midnight. I just want to point this out. Before midnight. That is before midnight. And not past midnight. Are you kidding? I think the only time I played Skyrim past midnight is I think like a couple days ago I might have, but I try not to. But anyway. Stop. Okay, that's it.
Press X to doubt.
Just stop, try. Just stop. Okay, just stop. I can't believe this. I'm getting like killed out here. So anyway, thanks everybody, and hopefully you'll check out Spoon's stream if he does. And I know for me, like, I got school, but maybe if we do more Destiny raids, I'll do those on my stream. But I would say just keep an eye out on all of our social stuff. Help us out by liking, tweets, liking YouTube videos and such. And thanks for everybody who stopped by. Really appreciate it. It was fun having a conversation with the game news and all this other stuff. So we'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your evening.
Wednesday for the PlayStation event.
And Wednesday for PlayStation event. We'll see you. Hopefully see you then.